Hello, dear students. In yesterday's lecture in surface chemistry, we have done following topics so far. First one we did introduction, then some terminology like adsorption, adsorbate. Then we discuss about difference between adsorption and absorption. Then the other topic is you have to prove adsorption is exothermic process. And in yesterday's lecture we discussed about types of adsorption, that is your physiosorption and chemisorption we have discussed. Okay, there is a difference given in NCERT book regarding difference between physiosorption and chemisorption particularly. I am sure you must have read till there. Okay, so after that the next topic is today we are going to do is Freundlich adsorption isotherms. This is our today's topic regarding this lecture. This is our main topic, Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay, so few terms we gonna to use in this Freundlich. What he is actually establishing in this adsorption? Isotherm mean temperature remain will constant definitely in this whole process. Okay, the first thing, because he has clearly written isotherm. Now what he want to do, he attaining a relationship between what, that how much amount of adsorption, mean to say how much extra adsorption is happening, or you can say amount of adsorption he is relating, amount of adsorption he is relating with pressure, or you can say the constant at a constant temperature, what the effect of pressure is happening at the amount of adsorption. Does it have any relation with it or not? We will discuss that in Freundlich adsorption. He is going to use some variables, particularly first one variable he is using x. X is what, amount of adsorbate, mean to say amount of gas. Okay, in this Freundlich isotherms he is relating when a gas is adsorbing at the surface of a solid adsorbent, or okay, and gas is surrounding it, he is relating a quantitatively relationship between this gas and this adsorbent, particularly which is solid in this condition, and your adsorbate is in gaseous condition. Okay, so x is written amount of adsorbate, mean to say how much gas get adsorbed on the surface. Next term she is using small m. M is actually your amount of adsorbent, that what is the mass of adsorbent you have taken, that is your m. Okay, now the next thing he is using is P, that is your pressure of gas, that is how much pressure of this gas is applied. Okay, next thing he is using K, particularly K is constant. Okay, next thing he is using N. These particularly three things, okay, he is using in respect these three things depends on adsorbate and adsorbent. You can say depends on nature of adsorbent. Okay, so these things are fixed according to what kind of adsorbate and what kind of adsorbent you are using. So now what's the relation he have calculated? That he find that x by m factor. X, again I am telling, amount of adsorbate, m is amount of adsorbent mass. Okay, he find out that this will give you actually amount of adsorption actually, and he is telling that it is directly proportional to pressure. Okay, how much pressure of the gas, which is raised to power 1 by n, and again I am telling depends on nature of adsorbate and adsorbent. So to remove this proportionality constant, he is using constant K, which is another K is also dependent on the nature of adsorbate and adsorbent, mean to say fixed for particular adsorbate and adsorbent condition. So he has given you that a amount of adsorption from this that is directly proportional to pressure. Okay, so if you draw a graph between these are terms as Freundlich adsorption isotherm graphs. In one coordinate you will show xm, next is P. This is amount of adsorption, this is P, pressure maintained around the adsorbent by the adsorbate. So he find out that it is directly proportional, so the graph will be increasing. But after some pressure, mean to say pressure increasing, amount of adsorption is increasing. But after a pressure is reached to a certain condition, the graph becomes parallel to the x-axis. Okay, suppose this graph we maintain, plot at a particular temperature, let's say 450 Kelvin. Okay, now let's say we are preparing the graph at some lower temperature than 450, let's say 350 Kelvin. So the graph will be below it or above it. So the graph will come there above it at lower temperature. Why? Because you know that in case of physiosorption, temperature is inversely proportional to adsorption. So the amount of adsorption is greater if the temperature remains less. Okay, but you know that graph follows up to a lower pressure range. Okay, up to here it is moving linearly, but after that it is becoming constant. So you can clearly say that limitation particularly of a Freundlich adsorption isotherm. I am using a short notation for this one, F Freundlich adsorption isotherm. The limitation of Freundlich isotherm that at higher pressure, Freundlich isotherms are not valid, or you can say the whole this Freundlich quantitative relationships is not valid at higher pressure. But at lower temperature he has given you clearly quantitative relationship between the amount of adsorption and the pressure applied by. In this particularly case he has taken gaseous as a adsorbate and solid as a adsorbent. Okay, now this equation actually, I am writing again this equation, that this is x by m giving you amount of adsorption, K is constant, P is the pressure applied. Let's take logarithmic on both sides. So this term will become logarithmic of x by m log K, okay, plus 1 by n logarithmic of P. So now if you plot the graph between log x by m, this is giving amount of adsorption, and log P, the pressure applied by the adsorbate. In that case the graph will start from here, okay, not from the zero. Why? Because this K term is giving you intercept. Okay, so this amount is actually your logarithmic of K, which is constant, fixed for adsorbate and adsorbent. Now the graph you know moves linearly, because this represents equation of a line, and its slope, if you find out the slope of graph, the slope will be always equal to 1 by n. Okay, you can relate this equation mx plus c. This c is actually playing role log K, that is intercept. M is slope 1 by m. X is your variable represented by pressure, and y is represented as a log x by m. So that's why this will be the graph in the terms of logarithmic terms, which is giving that amount of adsorption in case of physiosorption is directly proportional to pressure. But you will clearly understand from the Freundlich isotherm that the graph follow up to a lower pressure range. At higher pressure range it is not valid. Is that clear? Now if your adsorbate turns out to be liquid and your adsorbent become solid. In the previous case we have plotted adsorbate as a gaseous states. This is termed as adsorption in case of solution. Adsorption actually occur in case of solution as well. For example, let's say, suppose this is a beaker in which we have taken a solution of acetic acid. Mean to say solution of acetic acid. Okay, here is a, suppose these particles are of acetic acid suspended throughout. Okay, now if you put some charcoal in this one, charcoal you can prepare from the wood particularly by destructive distillation. Okay, then what you, and if you will shake the solution, then what will happen? These acetic acid molecule particle will start adsorbing on the surface of charcoal, and you will see the concentration of the solution get decreases, concentration get decreased, which proves that yes, there is adsorption occur. Why? Because acetic acid from the solution get adsorbed on the surface of charcoal. So now in this case, if you relate the amount, X I am clearly saying in terms of mass of amount of the adsorbate, M is the mass of adsorbent. Okay, then the equation will become in the terms of C1 by N. This C represent the concentration of the solution, concentration of solution particle. Okay, the same, mean to say the same quantitative relationship comes in the adsorption in case of solution. The only difference is this pressure term. When the gas is your adsorbate, get changed to concentration when your adsorbate become liquid condition. Okay, now if you talk about that on what factors does this adsorption in case of solution depends. So what we find out that it depends on concentrations of solution, concentration of solution. 4 factors they have given in NCERT. 2 particularly are the same one, that nature of adsorbate and adsorbent. Mean to say some particular adsorbate are specific for particular adsorbent, in which case you will find a little bit more adsorption is occurring. So concentration of solution which is directly proportional. If you increase the concentration, adsorption will be more definitely. And if you take some particular adsorbate and adsorption, in that case you will also find out some adsorption extent is more. Okay, the 4th factor which is dependent on, you can say temperature particularly. And temperature you clearly know that in case of physiosorption is inversely proportional to adsorption amount, or you can say X by L. If you are going at higher temperature, adsorption will be lower. That you have already seen that in case of higher temperature, the graph is lower, mean to say extent of adsorption is low. Okay. So now this is about all Freundlich adsorption isotherm. We have discussed both cases. One case is when adsorbate is gaseous, you can say gaseous adsorbing on solid adsorbent. The second case, when liquid adsorbate is adsorbing on the solid adsorbent. Okay, this is called adsorption in solution, that is termed as adsorption in gaseous solution. Okay, now if we discuss further about the adsorption consideration, the same limitation is true for the, as in case of the gaseous condition, that if you consider the concentration at very much higher, then the graph will not follow in that condition as well. Okay, now this is about all Freundlich adsorption isotherm. Okay, the next topic is regarding the applications of adsorption, that what are the main application. Mean to say this principle we already clearly understand now, that yes, every substance get absorbed on some other substance to some extent. If they are specific in nature, the adsorption will be more. Okay, but how we can use this for the advantages for human beings in daily life? So the first application you can take the gas mask. Okay, particularly used by policemen That gas mask actually work on the principle of what? Adsorption. Why? Because we put particularly adsorbent, particularly specific adsorbent in mask, okay, which can absorb harmful gases. Okay, so harmful gases adsorb on the surface of the adsorbent in the in the mask, and the fresh air goes in the inhale by them particularly. Okay, that's why this gas mask is all working on the basis of adsorption. Okay, the next application you can discuss on the basis of the adsorption, that vacuum creation. Okay, to create vacuum in any cylinder, we put adsorbent. We put adsorbent, like suppose this is a container in which we have to maintain vacuum. We use some fans to extract the air from this one. Suppose at one corner we use some fan which is extracting air from here, but still some air gets released. Okay, so perfect vacuum is not maintained. At that time we use a particular adsorbent at one corner which adsorb these gases, and they help in maintaining the vacuum particularly. So this is also one of the application you can use on the basis of the adsorption. Some more application about the adsorption we can take, like a extraction principle. Extraction of some particular element is based on adsorption technique. Okay, which we will read in the chapter metallurgy's process. The next chapter you will get, in that you will learn about the adsorption. Adsorption is of many types, in which in your chapter it is explained column chromatography. Okay, which is first used to separate the colors. But that process is actually based on which principle? Adsorption principle. We use a particular, suppose this is a column, okay, in which you are using here a particular adsorbent. Now you put from here, from above, a mixture. Okay, but for one substance it is acting as a adsorbent. One will get adsorbed because it's highly specific. So that's why that one component will get stick to the adsorbent, the next will pass. So that's how this is helping in extraction, or you can say separation. Okay, so these are some application. In the NCERT book they have given a lot of application, around about 9 to 10 application they have given, very simple, which can be used, which are telling you that how adsorption can play an important role in the daily life. Okay, so your homework regarding the adsorption, today's topic, is to read up to application, this topic, application of adsorption. Okay, two topics we have done, application of adsorption and Freundlich adsorption isotherm. You have to read particularly these two topics. Next thing, you have to sort out 10 questions and their answer in rough notebook. This is your homework. Okay, thank you.